Whee! Oh, I gotta get stuff set up. Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne with Back to Earth Creations and welcome to today's live stream. We are, wait, did I say Back to Earth Creations? That is technically correct, but we are on the Craft Along with Vaughn channel where I can be rambunctious and I don't know. This is an experiment, like a 6-month experiment that we're week 2 into. So that okay. We'll figure it out. But I figured out I can have my thing be split screen. Maybe. That dog just fart. He's the fart. He the fartness darn dog. I'm trying to get my stuff loaded. It's not showing me the channel creator dashboard. That okay. We'll figure it out. Well, hey, Ann, how's it going? Let me see if it'll update. There we go. Okay, I just had to get it pulled up on the tablet so I can see everybody's comments. And I think we're going to need to find some WD-40 because every so often my chair gives out a good old squeaky honk. Yeah, you heard it? I'll try to not do that too much. Hey, Jessica, how's it going? My farty old chair. It okay. So today I'm experimenting with science. No, not science, but just trying to experiment and see if... Do you want me to show them your bottle cap, honey? I don't want that. It looks like I'm going to cut myself on it. He made like a ninja star out of a bottle cap. Don't throw it. You poke your eye out. And he's over here going, hey, Steffi Joe. All right. Well, that should work. So how is everybody doing today? How's your Saturday been? We had belly dance this morning. And I remembered to give my niece her pumpkin butter. And that's really nice. Good. Getting ready for Christmas gift fair next weekend. Ooh, from our local hospice and a huge church should be amazing. Oh, and that sounds exciting. I hope you have a really good time. So the goal for today's live stream is I would like to get this leaf mask that I made out of way too thin of a leather so it doesn't hold its structure. This will be the sacrificial mask that I am going to attempt to sculpt some polymer clay onto just to see how it do. It just slid right off of its face. So we're going to start by making the polymer clay leaf. I have on the thickest setting of my pasta machine a mix of some Cos clay and Sculpey. This is an experiment, so I was just using up some scrap clay. Woo, Jessica says, going well, working on some captive bead chainmail bracelets for Christmas presents. Nice. I'm a firm believer that handmade presents are the best presents because you not only got the joy of getting to make it and then getting to gift it, but then the person gets the joy of, you know, receiving this handmade gift. So that's just my thoughts on the subject, though. I'm looking for, here we go. I tried to tidy up, which translates almost directly into, I don't know where any of my stuff is. It's fine. So I've put a little bit of water on here in hopes that I can use our little clay cutter and not have it be a disaster whenever I try to. This isn't even a clay cutter, you guys. This is a leather die, like, clicker cutter. I don't know. It's a leather cutter that you put in a thing that goes like, I don't have the thing that goes, so we were trying to make do, and it just wasn't working that great. And so I really like it for cutting polymer clay. But I do like to use this rusty steel block to just kind of squanch and get it. Creep tart. Sup, Yvette. Well, Steffi Joe says, ooh, I got to get started on some Christmas gifts too. It is the perfect time to get started on Christmas gifts. I always hate picking out what to make for someone, like colors and styles. Gotcha. Well, I can understand that. I can understand that a bunch. And also, just an idea, you could gift someone, if you have some craft supplies that you've like duplicates of, you can actually gift them a like kind of like a kit. This is not a like unsubtle way of trying to push our craft along kits, but if you put together like a kit and then the present is you give them the kit and then you like make something with them. So like macrame is really good for that. So if you don't know what colors they would like, or you know specifically what they would like, just bring your beads over and like, or have like a coupon book for craft days that they can cash in throughout the rest of the year, and they can come over and craft with you. Or like something, I don't know, like the rules are made up and the points don't matter. Do whatever you want. Steffi Joe says that could be fun. Waves violently if Randy is lurking in the background. He looked at me going, I think that's a pretty good Randy impression. So we do have some of these little guys left over from the last Dryad mask that I've decided is done, because that was part of my challenge to myself. Is I was like, I want to do these projects, but I can't be taken all month to make, you know, one thing. So I told myself at the beginning of our 6-month experiment that we're doing with the craft along with Von channel and streaming to kick, because if by the end of the 6 months, if we, what was the line we drew in the sand? We had set some goalpost, Randy and I had, for if at the end of the 6 months, if it's not really working out, like if it hasn't settled into a good work-life balance, or if like, you know, just if it isn't really jiving, then we'll shift gears. But we wanted to give it a solid 6-month effort. And part of that was at the beginning, I was like, I have 1 week, so 3 days, and maybe the Friday for overflow, but it was 3 days to get a project to done, and then it's done. And week 1, I went over, but that was because it was on the Dryad mask, and on the day that I thought I was going to be painting it, we had to resculpt the whole back of it because we're learning, and that's okay. But I'm not gonna, you know, make. We're working on something else today. Words are so hard sometimes, but that's okay. We can do it. Hey, Itzy. But because my hope is the vision. Can I tell them the vision? I can't remember if this was top secret or not. It wasn't like a literal, like clairvoyant vision. It was just an idea. But like, I want to go to conventions and at the very least demonstrate how to make dragon masks. And I'm like, if we could get this broken down into a 3-day, 2.5-hour demonstratable project and prototype it in the live streams, then we can take it on the road, you know, or try to. And like, that's the first step. So that's what the goal is for this first 6 months, regardless of algorithms or the performance of the videos or anything like that. I'm trying to, I don't get a lot of work done in these live streams. I'm not going to lie. Like, I am not nearly as productive as I would be if I weren't enjoying myself as much. Like, you know what I mean? But it's fun to get to hang out with friends and stuff. And art's not about being productive. It really isn't. And I forget that a lot. But I don't know. We squish another little leaf. Oh my god, Mello bought me a gazebo and 2 tables and loads of jewelry stand. Oh my goodness gracious. Itzy, are you going to be vending? Itzy! You're going to do so good. People are just going to freaking love your art because your art's amazing, first off. And I think you'll do great. I'm going to have to get my passport so I can come over and harass you. Oh, Steffi Joe's at level 7. Ooh, Jessica says that would be awesome. In-person workshops would be so cool. I agree. Cause like, okay, I think I was trying to like center myself. I'm so excited to like be here today that my brain's like, blah, blah, blah. So if that makes sense. If we're able to not just demonstrate sculpting, but if I'm able to bring enough that I can teach, like say 5 students at conventions to a hands-on like session, there'd be like the 2.5 hour demo where, you know, in the beginning of the day, and then we'd have that room for the rest of the day. That way people could sculpt for as long as they need to, or they could come back and forth, or like however it would end up. But fine details aside, if I'm teaching 5 students, I actually get 5 teachers that day. So, like, do you know what I mean? And so it's so invigorating and inspiring and like amazing to get to uh, interact with other crafty folks, quite frankly. I don't know if I like in person, hands on, up to our elbows in the mud with a time crunch, because, and then whatever, like if it's the just demonstrating, whatever I sculpt over the duration of the weekend, because Friday would be the piecing it all together and sculpting it. Saturday would be painting it. Sunday would be any final touches, and we would auction it off to raise for, usually conventions have like some sort of charity or something that they're raising money for, especially shows that have like art, or conventions that have art shows and stuff. They'll usually have some sort of charity auction that the artists and vendors and folks can donate to raise money. And so that's kind of the model that we were thinking about trying to fit our craft into. And but it all starts with these live streams and making sure that I can actually get something made in 3 2.5 hour days. And it may end up looking like we'll find out that there's stuff that we're going to need to have prepped on the front end. So like one of the examples is I would already have all the polymer clay and stuff done on the components that, like, these are what I would consider the forehead components. So like, let's say we'd already have our foam heads cast. We'd already have it cleaned up. And then we would already have our, like the dragon eyes would already be sculpted in, you know, stuff. And so it would just be doing the freeform air portion of the build, which I just think would be super freaking cool. But like, that's all of it. It's so, it feels like so much. But so I'm just, before I get ahead of myself, I'm trying to zen out just a smidge and just get something made, something done. So, and I'm learning a bunch. I'm learning an absolute bunch. Which it's exhilarating to be kind of so, not out of my depth, but kind of out of my depth. Just local small market, but I'm still nervous. Yes, come see me. Okay. Your social life, it's your social life, which can be inspiring. You should be able to write it off on your taxes or something. Oh, yes. Okay, so now we have this leather mask, which this is made out of a very thin ounce. I mean, a 2 or a 3 ounce leather. So to me, that's quite thin. I normally like to make my leather out of, you know, maybe a 5 to 7 ounce would even be better. Just because it gives you a little, I can't say girth. It's thicker. It's good for like sculpting. It holds its shape. Whereas this one, you can kind of see it's not really holding its shape that great around in that bridge of the nose. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to tidy up just a little bit. The leather does sit so much more comfortably on my face than the clay does by like a million. All right. I'm going to test it. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to do a thing where we go like this. I'm just going to go ahead and get some of the veining shaped into the clay. Because we're all out of leaves. We had enough frosts and it's been windy enough. We don't really have good wild leaves out in the yard to ooh, this is fun. I like this part. And y'all, it doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be nothing. It's just got to be fun. Because worst case scenario with this polymer clay, we just smush it up and do it again. Like, no pressure. And we can get however fine detailed as we want. I have a question. Do any of y'all know what length? Like, I've got a whole bunch of like hemp macrame cord that is too short for me to make something out of, but I was thinking about cutting it up to like put it out in our little bird feeder where I put like the dog fur and stuff for the birds to take to make their nests. Do you know if birds have like a favorite length of string to use in making their nests? Now it's fully biodegradable. Like, it is literally just hemp macrame. Like, this stuff will rot if you just sweat on it too much. Um, Very itchy. But you know, that's okay. So I was thinking about doing a little bit of backyard science and cutting it to like 3 different lengths and then laying it out in like 3 different piles, like a short, medium, and long, and just letting the birds decide. So 2 or 3 inches, that's a good guess. Your hands are so steady. Oh, thank you. I can feel this chair in my teeth. Can you help me? Probably I'll just stop swiveling back and forth like a silly person. I'll try my best. All right. So, do you think we should use some liquid polymer clay? I'm going to read the directions. I know, that's unlike me. Well, hey, Barbie, how's it going? I'm going to read the directions on this bacon bond. Caution is a craft product, not a toy. Boo. I'm still going to play with it. All right, your girl didn't see as good as she used to. Is a bakeable adhesive that creates a durable bond between 2 pieces of raw or cured cast clay. For uncured, blah, blah, blah. For adhesion between raw and cured, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about it connecting it to leather. So maybe. Hydrate so you don't dehydrate. Do what, baby? Okay, so we were over at our friend's house for their birthday, and their toddler was like slamming Danable like yogurt things, and so we were all going chug chug chug, and I was like, this is not a good, we shouldn't. Anyway, here we go, chug chug. But yeah, he was slamming them back like a pro. So that's so, oh, I would not go more than 2 to 4 inches, so you don't need to worry about them getting tangled. That's a good idea. All right, okay, so we did that. I'm gonna go ahead and find which one of these ball styluses is my favorite today. I think I'm gonna use this one. And I just want to do a little bit of dimpling around the edges because why not? like, okay, so it's been probably one of the most liberating, one of the most difficult, but also one of the most liberating things that, like, not that our YouTube channel died, but like, it certainly is not performing the way that it used to. But it's kind of, I'm really embracing it, taking the pressure off, because it's like, it's not like, oh, our wire wrap videos are doing so well, I need to do more of those. It's like, none of our videos are doing well. I can do whatever the heck I feel like. And so, kind of liberating in a little bit of like a nihilistic sort of way. So I think what your girl's gonna do, that's me, I'm your girl, is I'm going to use my tissue knife. I know I'm off the edge of the, I've just cut a strip of polymer clay. Oh, I got you, Barbie. But it really is, it's been very, don't worry, be happy. I mean, and don't, we're still going to be okay. It's just, and I'm not bragging, but like, our YouTube channel was doing really well for a while there. Like, we had like dreams on the horizon and everything, but it's very much more in a sustainable, like, if this is just how it is for the rest of ever, we can make do, we can get by, we can figure this out. So everything's going to be okay. In worst case scenario, and Randy had even said this, because I was really worried when I was sick and we had to cancel a show. Basically, every time I get injured or sick, I look at Randy and I'm like, will you take care of us? And he's like, of course I'll take care of us. And I'm like, okay. But so that's my worst case scenario, is I just fall back on Randy being fantastic. No pressure, babe. Why are you all... Baby, no. No, I have to show, please. May I? Okay, he doesn't want to be on camera, but he's just here. Your boy's tired, first off, because he drove for like, he was in the van for 3 hours today, purely on my behalf. But he's holding a light bulb. Why does it work? I don't know. He's just holding a light bulb, waiting on an idea. Just, and I look over and he's just like kind of hunched. He looks at me, just cheers me with the light bulb. Shit. Yeah, no, we'll be fine. Everything's gonna be great. I lost my stylus. Oh, baby, you cracked me up. Okay, that's the one I was using. But yeah, it's kind of fun because now I can just, and it's taken, the past 5 weeks have been a whole lot of very intentional, difficult, dealing with my own moody ass, hard work to get to kind of pull myself back out of this workaholic funk of like entangling too much of my self-worth into the how well the company's doing and like all the stuff like that. But now that I'm feeling a whole lot better and a little bit more human, it's really nice. Hey Triquetra, how's it going? Like Dr. Ruth used to say, anything can be a toy if it makes you feel good. Oh, bless you, Dr. Ruth. She the late night talk show host. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So to try to join these things together just a little more or a little better, I'm joining like a spine down the back, if you can see, down the back of the leaf. But yeah, Randy, he's doing okay, but he hurt his knee yesterday. Like pretty bad. He's got a brace on though. He'll be okay. And then just kind of blending and touching the little leafiness down. Because my trouble is I want this to be really well attached, but I also, oh goodness, a plastic Jawa. I don't even know what's happening. Good luck to you and the Jawa. Thoughts and prayers for the Jawa, says Steffi Joe. Ooh, hey Sarah, says making Christmas ornaments for Christmas gifts to coworkers. Oh, that's exciting. Very nice. Well, what a good day. But I want this to be very well attached, but also have like a little bit of that like 3D nice like this thing going on, you know what I mean? Well, just like that. Yeah, boy. Because the trouble is I love sculpting though. Like, so I'm like, I could have just made this leaf out of leather. I could have. But I'm so thoroughly enjoying just the gentle, because you don't have to be super hard on the clay to get it to do what you want it to do. Whereas with leather, you got to have some hand strength. You got to have, stronger will than the leather does. And like, I mean, that sounds silly and dramatic, but also if you've worked with leather, I think you know what I mean. And I'm trying to break out of this like mental block that I didn't really realize I had until I found the last leather tutorial I had ever recorded that never made it to being published, even though I had the whole thing recorded. I was working on one of my leather planner covers with my friend Callie, my cat, and she died out of nowhere, and like that messed me up a little bit more than I realized about leatherworking, because I would just get real sad, and I wasn't really conscious of why I was sad. And then I was going through and found that footage, and I was like, oh. And then the second like leather tube video that I had recorded much more recently, which was still like a while ago, was I was trying to make a different cover for my saddle chair with Millie, my puppy, my friend, and then she died out of nowhere. So, yep, here we go, leatherworking, yay! Ember Run, yeah, right. so So I recognize I'm developing a complex, but I don't really know what to do about it. So in the meantime, I'm just going to keep on crafting. Keep on crafting, keep on crafting, crafting, crafting. Woo-hoo. And I'm really excited about this experiment. I'm not gonna lie, it sucked. Like it sucked pretty bad, but we made it through. I hope I can get some leather soon to work with. I've been wanting to make journals for a while now. Ooh, that's exciting. Tandy Leather typically has some pretty good deals and stuff, and you may even be able to find like a DIY kit on like Etsy or something. Um, this ball stylus is way too small. I was trying to dimple the edges with a small stylus versus here we have a larger stylus. And it's not that one way's wrong and one way's right. It's just finding what your preference is. And my preference is a slightly bigger ball stylus. Aw, Steffi Joe says, try to make leatherworking a way of remembering your friends, like a tribute to them. I love that. I love that so much, actually. Okay. I'll do my best. I can't guarantee results, but I will try my best. But yeah, I really like having that polymer clay spine because now I can just go like smush it in, smush it in. Smoosh, says Randy. Okay. So I don't really know. And the thing is sometimes I just have to be a little brave. And even if I don't know what I'm going to be doing in the very next step of the project, just keep crafting. We'll find our way there. So I'm just shaping that down and around. Randy, do you hear music? Okay. I did, yeah. Not over the traffic noises. I like that quite a bit. It could be someone dragging something metal over the concrete. It could be Lana Del Rey. It could be like he says, never mind. Like, I don't know. Like, and I'm not like dissing. It's the best metal drug across concrete I've ever heard. You don't hear that? Okay. All right. Never mind. I'm going crazy. Now, how should we do the bridge of the nose on here? Is what I'm wondering now. Well, first off, we're going to try it on. Before I go super crazy, we should probably just bake this. Just to make sure that, does it bake? We will see. Just to see how well it merges with the leather, to see how the leather does in the oven. Let me go get the oven preheating. I'll be right back. We're going to preheat it to 275 degrees Fahrenheit, and I am going to make sure to remove one of the wire shelves to make a lot of room for the mannequin head, because even though the leather mask doesn't really need the support, we could probably just, I don't know if we need the mannequin head. Oh, I don't know. That's a really good question. If the leather will darken. Womp. So now I'll just come down like this, because this actually may be much easier to sculpt on. Then some eyebrows. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think of that? The patient in rest. What happened? That's just who's Jawa? Teeny. Well, it's like does Jason have like a pet Jawa? Does it have a pet Jawa? I changed my mind. I like it better on the head. Leaf mask applied directly to forehead. Randy, this doesn't make it look like he's got too much of like a ding dong nose, does he? Well. Now that I've said something. Randy helps me. Apparently, a whole lot of the stuff I make can sometimes accidentally look like genitals, and Randy's pretty good at helping me spot that. I trust his judgment. I made a macrame wall hanging, and he was like, "It's a ding dong," and I was like, "You're a ding dong," and then stomped off because I knew he was right. The truth hurts. Got Jay a Funko Java for his birthday, and at the end of his weapon broke off. Oh no! What? No! Oh my god! Randy, are you able to go? The AI moderator just deleted Sarah's comment. I'm not in. I disapprove of the AI. AI need to mind its own business. Sarah, I am so sorry. The Kick AI moderator apparently thought wrong because I think that's hilarious. It says men are better at that. We'll just go in and turn off the AI moderator. Oh, okay. Well, I figured we can do it after the stream if it's complex or something. Did you hear that? Okay, it's like a circular saw. Okay, so I definitely like that for over the nose. Ooh, ooh, ooh. How does the leather fare in the oven? I don't know. This is what I'm testing this one out because this mask hadn't sold on the website or in their booth for like a couple of shows now because it's flimsy and needed some things improved on it. But if it catches on fire in the oven, I'm just going to show it to the other masks. And like, this is what happens if you don't sell. And then the other masks will go, okay, and they'll do better at it being sold. Ooh, gilded wire. Hey, Rainbow. Did somebody say ding dong? We did. Y'all have so much fun together. Love your live streams. We love that you love coming by. We do have fun. If we don't have fun, what's the point? Is it gonna be silly if we go like womp and give them? Sarah, Randy wants. He's asking if you could try saying that again. Perfect. Out of frame. There we go. There we go. Excellent. Thank you. Because that sentence alone in no way should justify. Right. I agree. And that's why I'm like, AI can mind its own business. Did I ever click start on the oven? I don't know. I'll go check in a minute if I don't hear it go. I don't know if I ever clicked start on the oven. Oh, honey, you don't got to check with your knee. Okay. Well, thank you, honey. Ooh, there's the noise. Stop stroking it. It's making me feel some kind of way. Sorry. Hey, Amber, how's it going? Okay, yeah, so I'll just bouncing eyebrows are one of the like most mischievous things to me. Do you hear that? There is a bird yelling also, but it's not that. It's the okay. And then there's a bird going woo 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 woo. It wants us to put the bird houses out. Uh-huh. All right. Well, the oven's ready. So at this point, I'm just lollygagging. Let's go. I'm gonna go put it in the oven. I think it's the what? Excuse me, sir. Your leaf is erect. It's the pollen, says Randy. This just happens sometimes, I swear. Ooh, Amber says it's good sitting down to fold laundry with you. I went to belly dance this morning and it's got me feeling all rambunctious. Okay, so if I could get this to actually stay, I'm going to use a little bit of wire. Woo-hoo, woo. Meanwhile, the bird's outside being like, "What'd you say about my mother?" It's making me sappy. Ooh, how did the big mushroom top birdhouse come out? It has been in the backyard almost all year, and it's doing pretty well. What up, baby? Ooh, oh boy, oh boy. Now I'm just dampening the leather just a little bit, just as, I don't know, throw in another random variable. The reason I'm doing it is hopefully the leather will harden. As the moisture is pulled from it, it takes any other moisture. I don't know, let's just go see. I'm going to go put it in the oven. Wish us luck, everybody. Alrighty, so there we are on that. Do 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 do. Boo do 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 do. Boo do boo do boo do 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 do. Alrighty, so now what we can actually do is grab some elastic and we're going to mix up some flock. Please don't burn the house down. It'll be perfectly fine. The fire will be contained within the oven. Randy goes, "Don't tell me what to do." Oh, flock it. Yep. Where could the wild end be? Does shaking it help? Not really. It's a little messier now. Do you see the loose end anywhere? What monster sells stretchy cord like this? Found Boom, first try. Ah. Oh, flock it. Okay, so now we boink, boink. Well, you can't see. Boink, boink. There we go. Herp derp and doop and doodle. Rainbow says, what's Randy making us all for dinner tonight? Randy and I are actually going out to dinner with our friend Pam and her daughter Catherine tonight. And I'm super duper excited because we haven't seen them in a while. But that's part of my workaholic recovery, is having one non-work related social interaction in person a week. And belly dance is part of that, but it's really good to get to see our friends. And I kind of consider belly dance work because it's part of our work day. And one day I hope to be able to like dress up like a dragon, like belly dancer and stuff. And I think that would be a lot of fun. So technically, these belly dance classes are business belly dance classes. And that's, we'll see how that goes. If it says hi to Pam, I'll tell her you said hey. But they're our local friends, and we see them very rarely. Our pets see them more than we do because anytime, either of us needs a house sitter, we're there for each other. Their doggy Bella is such a good girl. All right, so we got that strapped on. I'm working on bouncing my eyebrows better. Randy, can you see? My eyebrows are moving. I still can't do it where Randy can make them go like, woo. But they'll be like, woo. Like, but I can only do the one. I can do both, or I can do, there we go. So we'll be like on car rides, and I'll hold this one down and go, and like try, and then I'll hold this one down and they'll go, oh, almost. It's tricky. It's tricky. But anything worth doing is often difficult. So even if it's just trying to waggle your eyebrows. So we're going to mix up some flock. We're going to flock it. What? What's a chewy? Oh, my fella and I went to Chewy's. Oh, and got the tres de leches, and they're basically heaven. Pleasure thumbs up. Oh, well, hey, Lydia, how's it going? It's a lot of brain work. It is. I thought it'd be super cool to be like a belly dancing dragon. How are you doing today, Lydia? Let me dig out my flock. Hydrate so you don't dehydrate. Oh, I'm super pleased with it. The last thing to do with it is the flocking. Which I guess if I'm gonna flock it, I may as well flock it. Cause that's the wrong word. Oh, hello, flocking. I thought I had a big old jar of this. Oh, I do. I have a big old jar of 2 different colors of flock. Y'all, I found this at Hobby Lobby for 49 cents. We're just finding anything for any amount of cents where it's still, marked as cents is nice. Flocking fiber. So that's brown, and then we've got some green blended turf. But yeah, so like this is measured in cubic inches. And this one's not measured at all. So, but I felt like it was a good deal. And then I'm going to need flock it good. Flock it good. Hey, Wendy. Do we have any of those? You're not allowed to get up because your knees hurt. Never mind. Do we have anything that I'm going to get a plastic baggie. I'll be right back. That's what I'll mix it in because we're all out of those little Dixie cups. Man, I should have lifted more. Oh, something smells like it's burning. Whew. It's only been in there for 6 minutes. It's not on fire. It's not on fire. It just, it's terrible. What did I come in here for? I think, what if I used a paper plate instead? It just smells like if you had something skin in the oven at 275 degrees. Not as much because it's the there's a lot of smells happening in there. Paper plate. And then we're going to use a little I've got a little skewer stick for skewering. And then we're going to be using, this one's my favorite. It's tacky glue. It's dummy thick. Oh yeah. Blurb. That's going to be way too much. Okay. So I know I just posted a video of the other mask like it was done. But if I'm going to be putting flocking moss on stuff, I may as well flock the other one as well. What do you think, baby? Oh, flock it? Okay, so there's like different, this is like a chonky flock. Oh my goodness. Just my brain today. I'm a chonky flock. They put a flavor seal on the flocking. That's some spooky smells. It is. Unless it's chicken. Oh, I love chicken skin. It's delicious. Okay. So we got the flavor seal off. Is this flocky stuff like fake dirt? This one seems to be.
Yeah, that's a powerful smell.
You checking the oven?
Yeah.
So we've got that one. And then the blended turf, this is, it's like different. Oh, I'm not even in frame. Send help. Yeah, it's just stinky. So normally I mix it all like up in a cup and then, you know, have it just like be homogeneous. But you can see here, I've made just like a little gooby. And I'm going to see if I can be a little bit more discerning in my application of flocking. Oh my God, I love it. I love it already. Okay. And it is so satisfying to mix this stuff together. All right, so I do remember why I'm going to go ahead and mix it all homogenized. It's flocking beautiful. I freaking love you guys. I flocking love you. So, do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Herpin derpin boodle doop doop derpin. Herpin derpin doodle boop boop boop. Herpin my derpin doodle. Herpin my derpin doo. Herp derp. Herp derp. Good thing it's warm enough for the windows to be open.
Yeah.
So far, I think I might just stick to either straight polymer clay or straight leather, based, if nothing else, just off the smell. It's got a stank. All right. I'm going to grab, these are little Q-tips that my friend Pam gave me, actually, that I'm going to use as little chopsticks for applicating or applying. Okay. I know that this isn't how you use chopsticks, but sometimes it's just how the project wants it. So we get our little glob and we do a little bloop bloop and a little bit of bloop bloop. But this way I can just, scrape one clean. They're like my little, if I were an insect person. Do, 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 do. Yeah, okay. I have to brag a little. I'm very proud of myself. Ooh, I can't breathe too. I can't sigh too heavy. My flock will go everywhere. Uh, Today I did day 5 of a 30-day yoga challenge, like one of those yoga with Adriene yoga videos. I think this one's, I don't know what it's called. It's one of them. It was from like a few years ago though. But I like it. She kicks my butt. That girl cooks my grits straight up every single time I try to follow her videos. But it's really good to be challenged and pushed out of my comfort zone, because otherwise I would just camp there in my comfort zone for the rest of literally ever. So, and because I'm going to need to do it on the other side, I want to do at least a little to get it to match over here, because over here we had some like cracking and stuff. Dude. Oh, level 2 creep tart. I wonder if maybe it would be better if it was baked as raw leather rather than after dyeing. Maybe it wouldn't be as stinky. That would be a really good thing to test. Like, that's a really good idea. Itzy says, hope no one calls the cops saying it smells like you're cooking someone. Let's just say in our neighborhood, nobody even calls the cops when it smells like somebody's cooking meth. So if it smells like cooking, I don't know, that might be the thing. Some people have, you can never guess where somebody's standards are. It doesn't smell like we're cooking anyone. Too bad. Puts the lotion in the basket. Sometimes I wish I could see an accurate chart of how many dogs, like, I bet the name of dogs being named Precious went up after the Silence of the Lambs movies. But I think that's just my own dark sense of humor. Is that a dark sense of humor? I don't know. When times get dark, humor gets darker. I love this. Absolutely love just globbing flocking mud. This is one of my favorite stages of doing fairy houses as well. Oh my god. Okay. I'm just remembering how it's at the beginning of the year. I was like, I'm going to make like at least one fairy house a month, and we're going to have a whole fairy garden set up on the front porch. And one of the best things about having so many goals at the start of the year is it's like buckshot for dreams. Something's going to hit. So I'll take it. Oh, thank you so much for the. Do we get a follow? What? Well, thank you. Thank you so much for the follow, Luke Bryan. Oh no, Lydia says, oh, those people bother you, I guess, if it smells skin burning smell versus men. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, well, thank you, Rainbow. My whole studio smells like goblins were roasting. Oh no, what have you been doing, Lydia? What you been up to? Goblins roasting. Like I've never roasted a goblin. Um, but that hot leather smell, my eyes kind of itch. How's it looking, babe? Man, I change my mind about stuff faster than I can make my mind up, because I was just talking to y'all about how, I want to try to get projects done in just 3 days and blah, blah, etc. I can't leave a project unfinished. I just can't. This needed some flocks given. You got to give a flock or two. Yep, having that second one really does make it easier to scrape and smush. And scrape and smush and scrape and smush and scrape and smush. Bring it down now. Scrape and smush. How's it looking, baby? Oh, okay. Oh my god, I love it. Just can't even. Ooh, I'm all sticky. Okay, so if I could have an extra set of limbs, I maybe I'm just watching too much Resident Alien. No spoilers, but I do kind of wish I had like little, like not necessarily on my mouth because that would be like weird, but if I could just like put on a hat that reads my brainwaves and has like little things so that I could be holding it with my big silly human meat hands, but then my little brain hands could be going like, yes, but in miniature. If I could have a bigger pair on my back too, yes, so just like Dr. Octavius. But I just want a miniature version for on my head. What? That's what being in the future is for, I think. Like, why not? Oh, honey, are you okay?
Smells bad.
Switch your fan on, get some airflow. It does smell really bad. Like, it stinks in our house right now. Hey, I can smell it though. Oh, that looks so. Now, it's going to get a much darker green as that dries too. Everybody wants a bigger pair, right? Itzy says, I've never used flocking. I just mix it with a dummy thick PVA glue. And then I mean, it's glue, so it sticks. And I like it because it doesn't deteriorate the way that reindeer moss has for me, where when it gets really, really dry in our house in the winter, if you touch the rainbow moss on our fairy sculptures, it'll just crumble. Whereas this stuff is a bit denser, so it's not as like fluffy. But you can like kind of wash it if you need to. You can like, you know, use a stiff bristle brush and like get the dust and stuff off of it. And that's important to me. This before my old A53 battery died, was in beginning of Halloween, used Sculpey original while using bead pan for half beads and was metal, got way. Oh no, and your fire alarm was going off? Itzy says, I just got the funniest text. A friend of Mello's is coming to the boxing and just texted me saying we should paint his name on our chest like in America. Yes! That'd be amazing! Don't need a bigger pair. My knees are warm enough. Oh goodness. The same says right. Wait. Oh, Creep Tart says, as much of a horror fan as I am, I could not bring myself to name any animal Precious. If we ever get a rooster, I might name him Precious. Ooh, yes. Oh, it's so gooey. Just playing in my flocking. All right, let's see. So I did want to do a little bit of flocking around the gem, just to earth it up a little bit. And this might be a terrible decision, but that's fine. We'll figure it out. It's just things and stuff. Like I used some of the garden twine to make a wall hanging, like a macrame wall hanging that has some bone beads that were some of the first Fire Mountain Gems order we ever made. These bone beads were in there. And as a result of not having a bunch of them left, and also like just the sentimental value, I keep not using them. And I'm like, nope, no more of that. So I made myself go ahead and use them in this wall hanging that's made out of garden twine. And it has all of the fairy stones that I found this year, all the big ones, hanging from it. But I've put it outside in the garden with this specific intent for it to rot and the things fall back into the soil. Because then, for one, I'll get to find them again if I'm the one who finds them. But just to remind myself that nothing needs to be perfect because it's all so temporary. It's about the fun that we're having while we're making it and the enjoyment that we get out of it while it's here. What's Rainbow say? Vaughn, I'm guessing it will be because you're using it. This tacky glue will stick well to this clay and paint on the leaves, or it reject the glue a bit, do you think, at all? In the past, I've not had any problems with this glue, the Aleene's original tacky glue. I've not had any problems with this one delaminating away from paint or anything else like that. But I've also not stress tested it on like a costume piece, but there's not a whole lot of flexibility going on the brow of this piece anyways. Like, if that makes sense. Whoopsie. And I realize I'm getting more glue on the face of the gemstone than what I wanted. I'm just gonna wipe it off here in a little bit. I'm gonna kind of scooch it back with one of my silicone tipped tools dipped in water. But also I really like that like ragged kind of natural look to it. Okay, dipped the tip in the tip in the water. And then also the really cool thing about this is if the flocking moss after the glue is dried, if it still like comes off, we just glue it back on with more glue. Like, because even if it comes off the piece, we can always glue more on. And we can always like, it usually adheres pretty well to itself. And then I'm going to use the straight conical silicone tool. I love this sound. Well, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's just the swish swish of like a paintbrush in the water. So to make sure that we get really good adhesion, we can come through and just poke it with our silicone stylus. And this kind of relaxes that edge back, but it's also just making sure. And I don't want to be too, perfect in how we poke it because I don't want to leave like a grid pattern. Aw, thank you, Lydia. Always have extra glue on hand and coffee. Yes, if you can help it. But yeah, if the silicone's not a little damp, it still sticks even to the silicone. Did that go all the way to the edge? It did. And now this is interesting. You can see with the way the elastic is, we did get a little bit of splitting there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this as an opportunity to glob some flock in it. You want to find flock for getting into all those nooks and crannies and cracks and things. And I just love how it feels like the projects grow on themselves. Very much like how moss would, it's forming in the little cracks and curves. One of my biggest fears, running out of coffee. It's less vulva-esque now, right? And nobody was going to say anything to me that these have vulvas on the foreheads. Randy did because he loves me. Y'all got to tell me when my stuff's got coochie on it. Like, can you bake it with that glue? This has already been baked. I don't know if the glue would bake well, but the flock is polyester. And I don't know whether this would be bothered one way or the other, but I always treat this as like one of the finishing touches on the piece. And also that brings up a good point that I'm thinking of, is that with the varnish that we use, the glue sticks to the varnish really well. So that might be something worth testing on your own pieces. So I'm just going to put a little bit right over here. I could do this all day. I love playing with flock. Just having fun little visions of a dryad crafting in her grove, just putting little, like, magically, like, tucking little bits of moss. What? Okay, that says, I thought you did it on purpose, LOL. No, accidental coochie every time. Are there, like, I need to go check on it in the oven, because this is getting fumes level. Yeah. Okay. I think this is what people mean when they're like being like, but what about the fumes? And I'm like, what about them? Because this is terrible. Good thing we have the windows open. Sorry, I didn't mean to cough in y'all's ear. All right, yeah, we've got 1:40. It's not even on fire. That's a lot of bad smell for not even being on fire. I'm just going to say, I'm disappointed in you, Mask. Not really. I love you. You're doing so good. Okay, we'll grab it. Woo! Woo! Ah, I've come aflame again. Yeah. Whew. I'm going to leave the oven cracked, honey. Okay. Let me check and make sure that we have both of the back windows open. We do. Okay. Whew. Whew. So it didn't burn. It just stinks. Like super duper stinky dinky. Let me catch up on. Oh, well, I'm glad, Lydia. All right, on Rainbow. I'm glad it's relaxing. Very pleased with that. Whoop. But yeah, and so we were able to fill that like gap from where it had cracked with the flock. So that's really good. Now I'm just going to take this and we're going to slide it right off the mannequin head. I'm going to set that over here to dry. And then I'm going to grab. What do you think, Randy? Should I put some flocking on this dryad mask?
Flock, yeah.
Randy says flock, yeah. Love it. Okay. So we don't have a whole lot.
Dude, it doesn't need a whole lot.
Okay. Oh, that's what I was thinking as well, honey. Okay, I'm just scraping some off of my little Q-tips. And I'm going to get the wood wet so that hopefully it doesn't stick to the glue's really grabbing it. All right, so there's that. So this is really working for kind of like putty pasting it down.
That's just all mud or all
This one? Yeah, this one is entirely just clay. Hmm. Is this one a coochie too? Vulva. Well, I like how it looks. I don't know what to tell you. I'm super duper digging that. What do you think, Wendy?
kind of lower down on the lines. Like around the swirlies.
These swirlies?
Yes.
Or the cheek swirlies?
Not the cheeks.
Okay. And see, this is also my strategy that if anything ever lacks cohesion, I just blend it all together with the flock. And then it makes it look like a little bit more cohesive. Or at least to me it does. Like that, honey? Just scraping the moss on in. All right, it is slightly soggy stylus time. All right, we got a little too much there, so I'm just gonna. This is not real moss. This is polyester flocking, which you get in like the diorama section at the Hobby Lobby. Looks like this. Blended turf. Now I've seen some cool tutorials about how you can make your own with like acrylic paint and like a coffee blender, a coffee grinder. But it's terribly convenient to just buy it from Hobby Lobby. But you'd use like sponges, and you can tear them up and put them through the grinder up to like different like grit sizes essentially. What are you thinking, babe? Is it more? Like, should it go all the way to the tips? Okay. I'm going to see how it does. Us just picking it up with the, I do prefer to not to get the glue on my fingers just because, not because I minded the texture on my fingers so much, even though that's not my favorite thing. It's more of a, I don't want to be getting flock glue on my hands because then it's on every single thing that I've touched. I'm learning this about myself. Borderline, not quite as bad as having a toddler in the craft room, but not much better. So I just gotta make sure I keep my hands clean. Poke, poke, poke. Ooh, Randy, I just had an idea for a photo shoot. Okay, so we have all those leaves in the backyard currently. We can rake them all together into like a pile. And then you know how you buried me in the corn? Can you bury me in the leaves, but I have the leaf mask on, and then we can just do a whole bunch of shots where it's me like,
Let's do that at Kellogg.
okay, I'll have to bring a rake though.
Probably a lot less.
Oh yeah, yeah, because the chicken's been running loose. This is why I run these things by you. That's a good thinking. Let's see, poop in the yard, yeah. All right, it's feeling like the mask is almost completely cool. We will continue to, I'm going to test it here in a minute, but we need to let it cool completely first, because the clay, it does not behave the way it will always behave whenever it's pretty, like, still oven warm, if that makes sense. I want to give it as best chance as I can, because I'm going to be honest, I don't have a lot of faith. I have hope, but it's because I have so much hope, I know that I'll be like, no, it'll be fine. And it's like, no, we have to be extra hard on ourselves on this project to make sure that it can survive how much we want it to work and to actually be good, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like an hour and 10 minutes.
Okay, we still have an hour and 10 minutes of our stream today. Well, that's plenty of time. So I just wanted to bring that down just a little. Now, the main thing that I want to watch out for is that if the glue, like if I had painted a piece to have it be very matte, the glue may make it very, very shiny. So it's not that that's wrong. It's just something that if I've got an extra shiny spot right here and I don't over here, that may be something I want to keep in mind. But oh my goodness, I love the way this is looking. You can water down, that makes sense. You can water down metal tones. It might have given us a more of an airbrushed, nice, smooth look if I had. Like, you know it? Or do you think it was necessary? Or do you think it was necessary? Watering down the metal tones? Oh, gotcha. They've got it, Lydia. It's no pressure or anything on. I'm not worried at all about the Craft Along with Vaughn YouTube channel. It's not even monetized. We're just kind of running an experiment here, kind of in conjunction with doing our own kind of this is tricking me into enjoying live streaming again and like feeling more casual about it. And that's what I want. Like that's what I'm missing that makes me enjoy it, is that kind of casual, doesn't matter, it's not monetized, like just no strings attached, just crafting. Yeah, we used folk art acrylic paints. Though I also think this one would have looked amazing with the jacquard blue gold halo. But I still feel like I do everything like that, but it's been ages since I did anything like that. So I need to get it out my own way. Hydrate so you don't dehydrate. Okay. I'm gonna go stand up and stretch for a bit. You twisted son of a bitch. You were trying to make me shoot water through my nose. I'm taking your light bulb. Yeah, I am. I love you, babe. You almost made me lose it. So Randy's been sitting over there just holding this light bulb, but he'll swap it out so that every so often he's just holding his drink. And then I'll look back over and he's holding the dang light bulb again. It took all of my self-control to not send my water directly through my sinuses. Jessica says, I'm like the chill format. It feels like hanging out with you and your besties, just casually crafting. 100%. Oh, Lydia says those are great paints in Jacquard. I love those paint sets. They're good. They're really good. Okay. We're going to zoom back out. Look at that lab, though. That labradorite. Are you kidding me? Oh, I just stuck flocking in my ear. Oh, well. Oh, well. Which, pro tip, if you get some sort of glue in your ear, short of it being like a medical emergency, but like if you just like accidentally put some in there, let it dry and then you can peel it all out at once. Whereas like I'd accidentally, if it gets hydrated past the point it already was, then it just coats more of the inside of your ear in glue. FYI. I mean, unless it's like super glue or something, but don't be putting that in your ears. I mean, you shouldn't be putting any glue in your ears, but things happen. Ah, hey, Saki girl. Good to know. Well, it's just, it is good to know. What was it we talked about? That's right. I'm not supposed to use my hands because that's how we get glue in our ears. Whoopsie. I'm just absolutely loving it. Or I hate it. I don't know yet. What do you think, Wendy? Do you think that's enough or do we keep going? We can always add more later. So now anything extra that's on my plate, we can apply to one of these guys that I intend to be using on a dragon head. Just waste not, want not. And if my glue starts to get kind of dry, oh, we may need to use a spot of additional glue. Yeah, just a spot of it though. I never cut the tip off of this. Old wire snips are one of my absolute favorite things for taking off the tips. Because they can have like just the tip. They can have nicks in them. They can be all kinds of jank. So long as they will still cut, they still work for this though. We make sure we get that back on there. And I'm just kind of, I don't know if there's a name for this. what I'm doing to these things. I'm just kind of cutting it in. And so chopstick time. So I know this looks ridiculous, like I'm globbing on like way too much, but I like to glob on way too much and then see what sticks. Ooh, Kitty says, I'm watching on my TV while doing chores around the house because I enjoy Vaughn's chill vibes, but I have to go sit down and open my laptop till I can comment. I'm not holding out. I'm busy. Oh, you good, Kitty? And I have to say, it just makes me so happy to be able to keep y'all company. Okay. So we have that so far. Swish, swish, swish. Push, push, push. All that glue we got on the surface of our cab right over to the side, using the silicone almost like a squeegee. And then squeegeeing back down over the details of the braid that I don't want to lose. We'll bring that around. Scrape up some more. Okay, so you can see very messy in the application, but then we get to come through and kind of push it back. We can scrape off any excess, because anything that's left on here, when like if I don't feel like doing it, or if I don't feel like making use of it, I just put it on. I have a little silicone trivet that I like to just let them dry into little bushes that can then get glued in individually. There we go. And again, I just try to poke everything just to make sure we've got real nice adhesion. What do you think of that, babe? Michelle Nieves? Sup, girl? How's it going? I don't know why I am the way I am. I'm sorry. And then we can use one of the little Q-tip ends that we've miraculously been able to keep relatively clean. What's that?
Yeah, that
Randy!
got that one close.
Well, but that's where the seam was. It just needed that there. Yeah, why is everything cold? I mean, it's cool looking though, isn't it? I make some magical vulva jewelry by accident. I like that labradorite though.
That's real pretty.
And we'll be able to clean it up a little better with a rubbing alcohol after everything's dry. So I'm just going to set that off to the side, and this I'm just going to scrape into one little pile. You okay, babe?
Yeah.
Clean up my tools. Let's see. Oh, I'll just use this. So any old silicone mold can work for this. I just want something that the glue's not going to stick to. So I'm picking up all the little crumbs. We're trying to. And I just want to shape it into something that could be like pretty much the low growing, like the low growing front edge evergreen plants of like a flower bed. So we're just clumping that together. And then I'm going to use some of the matte. I've got, yeah, here it is. This is a matte Mod Podge spray that the spray heads don't survive. But you can just take the lid off. And I'm just going to go like this very carefully. Boop, boop, boop. And this is going to help adhere all of this. Oh, no, it's just in a puddle. But it'll make a nice solid bush out of it. And we may be, whew, this chair. We may be able to apply some to the mask. But I didn't really feel like that was necessary right now. Okay. So there's that. I'll set this off to the side. Ooh, there's a little bit more. We can just plop that on. It'll probably glue right in since we've got it puddled. I'll slide that over. Whoop, whoop. Wow, 25 months, Yvette. That's amazing. Thank you. Nice solid bush. Oh, geez. I didn't even realize. I'm not gonna lie, I prefer it as like using like an eyedropper with the spray. So the wire didn't really do anything, but we're experimenting. That's why we find out. We're effing around to F out. Okay, so we can bend it this way. The compression, I don't want to push too much. I'd really have to be ripping, but just to, yeah, it attaches okay. It smells horrible. But what we may do is to make sure that the head is clean so that the clay cleanly releases. We sculpt it onto the head to then bake, pull off the head, and then barge onto the mask. But now we get to try it on and see if that's even viable, because if it's uncomfortable, that's the end of it. That's the unfortunate part about wearable sculptures, but it's also one of my favorite challenges about wearable sculptures. It didn't change the softness of the leather to bake it. Yeah. It didn't. Like, it's exactly the same as what it was. Now this one I just don't particularly, I prefer a narrower this region because it makes it touch right here on my eyes. But different people have different faces. So just because it's not the most, gosh, I do like that though. I can't smell anything except for the stink of it baking. What do you think? Yeah. I just, by this mask, I feel squeezed right here. Like it's just it's touching my eye holes and I hate it. um but other than that, I actually really love the little, what do you guys think? I kind of want to make a little leaf dragon, you know, that has like little leaves for the plates up its nose. Okay, I can't read comments. Give me a sec. What? A new follower? Well, thank you. Let me put my glasses on and read comments. Prances. So many innuendos today, right? Well, thank you, Dad Ben, for the follow. Well, thank you, Rainbow. You could glue on some felt or thin cotton fabric in areas. Yeah, I bet if I did a bit of like suede, like a nice like soft leather or foam or felt, felt will probably work best. But I don't. I'll have to test and see what feels best on my skin because it might do a felt buffer that then has moleskin over it. That way, you know, do put a frame around the eyes on the backside to keep it off your face. That's a good idea. Okay, yeah, y'all have really good ideas. Let's paint it. What are we gonna? Let's get some light on here, and because the mask itself is so brown, that's just amazing. Like, so long as you don't come in and try to rip layers apart, I think this will do well. Which means that's anything. Yeah. Like, how many shirts can you buy that are just, you can just like Hulk Hogan out of them? Like a bunch. Like most shirts, you can Hulk Hogan your way out of. Randy says, just because I have. To me, that's a metric of durability, is whether or not you can Hulk Hogan something. And I really hope nobody tries. Like, I'd like my masks to be able to hold up to being Hulk Hogan, but I don't know if they're there yet. Right, and that's my hope. Rainbow says if anyone was to wear that or want it, they would likely be someone who cares about their purchased artwork so that they will take care of it. It's super durable, brother. Bro. This is a much like less intense. I wish they matched what's on the cap. Makes me wild. Well, maybe it does when it's dry. Who knows? Oh, I don't know if you could. Do you hear that? About the soft stick on healing heel protectors from shoes. Ooh, should be the right half moon eye hole. Yeah, that's a good idea too. I like to, if it's something out of foam or something, I like to make it in house as much as possible. Unless I already have those other things, for lack of a better term, in stock. So I'm totally approaching this with the I'll fix my mistakes later mindset, because sometimes you just have to jump in and figure it out once you're in there. Yeah, the WrestleMania in the sky. And this is another instance where you can see is it the underpainting? Like, or the undertone or something. There's some term, but you can see here, same color of paint. It's a painting term that they would say about whenever you're doing an oil painting. And so if you paint your canvas blue, you're going to get a different looking picture if than if you were to do it painted with red underneath. It's the underpainting, I think. I don't know. To me, a base coat is like looking for specific adhesion principles that will help whatever it is. Like, to me, base coat is more crafting, and undercoat or underpainting is more traditional art. Like, does that get in my own head and then what? Like, but this is a perfect example how the same color of paint on two different colors of clay gives you two completely different colors, which we can use these things to our advantage. And now it can be super helpful. Oh, wait. Oh, no. There we go. It can be super helpful to look at leaves. Ooh, okay. I really like this one. That's a sycamore leaf that Randy and I got at Kellogg Lake. But we can study the modeling, that pattern. So right now I'm just trying to dissipate any little droplets. And so now, oh yeah, the gray and the black on the brown. I like it too. But I want to give all of it a little bit more of like an autumn look instead of just like, let's get artsy. We have a chance here to paint a leaf. So I'm looking for the more subtle, and I love how there's still a little bit of green along the veining. It makes me wonder if while we're here, while I've already got paint drying, I'm going to set that brush off to the side, and we can take, do we have like a chisel edge or somebody sharp? Nope. We'll use this guy then. So I'm just going to get a little bit of paint on the tip, and then I'm going to scrape that edge. I was hoping I'd scrape it sharp. And I'm just going to very gently paint on. Now again, kind of what's happening here is going to be a little bit of an underpainting, because it's, for me, I hate to say that it's impossible, but I've not been able to achieve the effects that I want with just a single layer. I find myself, like, out of necessity, I need to do like 3 layers to be able to get that nice, like, blended and built up like kind of like rendered out color. So we've got our base color on. which was the dye on the mask. It's got a little bit of metallic there already. And now we're doing the green on the veining. And my hope is that whenever we come through and do some yellows and maybe oranges real soft in on top of this, the green will be toned down a little bit. So there's a lot of trusting the process here for me, and I've never done this before, but this is my thought process. And I think there's so much value. I'm very, very glad that I've watched the videos that I've watched, even whenever I wasn't doing leatherworking, to just watch how other people, do things with like watercolor and gouache and different, there's no one thing in crafting that exists without also touching some other thing in crafting. So it's working on polymer clay can help with your leathersmithing, can help with your painting, none of it's unconnected. Or at least those are my thoughts on it. Hey, Randy, do you think you want to keep folks company for me while I go put my chickens to bed here in a little bit? Are you sure? Okay. Be careful. Well, thank you, baby. Thank you. So we're just going to be, I've watered this down a little bit in hopes that it will settle nicely into the veins. Poop in the yard.
We'll have a race. See who can get it out.
Randy, don't poop in the yard. What do y'all think? Kind of wanna. I don't care for that too much. Ooh, but I do like it just darkened in a little. Ah, thank you, Steffi Joe. Thank you, Lydia. We did have a digital leaf mask. I don't know if we have it up on our website. We had some folks who were like deeply dissatisfied with the quality of my digital files, and I did not know how to help them. And it got to the point that I was just, I can't handle this right now. So now all of our digital templates are made available via Dropbox link to our YouTube channel members and Patreon supporters. I almost feel like I'm doing a Dryad's makeup, you know? And so this is a good example too of what I was talking about, of just doing a build up of the color, because then I can see where I want the paint to be significantly like I wish I were better at the terms. I don't know if it's saturated or the opacity, but the color is going to be much more over here in this corner of the eye. This is so satisfying, you guys. I'm just gonna say. Totally in love with how that leaf is looking. Like, oh my God. And this is another thing, is that it's like, I'm not saying that these techniques can't be done with leather alone. It's just that I have not been able to achieve what I visualize with leather alone, which is why I wanted to see if I could incorporate the two together. And I have to tell you, I don't know if I could be happier. How goes it, babe? Yeah, he's a power pooper. How are the hens?
They're good.
They're good. And my thinking is, because this didn't add a significant amount of weight to the mask, like at all. Like, it did add weight to it, but not in a way that contributed to, like, it's now a less pleasant experience to wear. Ooh! Can't help some people. A dryad, get ready with me. Yes. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. All right. So I'm going to try to add in inspiration from this. I can't guarantee the same colors, but ooh, 100%. I like this yellow. Ooh, moon yellow, whatever the heck that means. Is that like the moon when it's low in the horizon? And an ochre. And then I'm going to do a lime green and this green. Yeah, crocodile. That sounds pretty good. And then, well, this just, ow, I bit my tongue. This one's literally called Autumn Leaves. You can't not use an orange called Autumn Leaves on your autumn leaf mask. So we've got, yeah, yellow ochre, a moon yellow, and an autumn leaves. And then for the greens, we have crocodile and lime green. Look at this leaf. I'm inspired more by the texture than I am by the color. I'm gonna be honest. So whenever I paint it and you're like, that doesn't look anything like the original leaf, I know it's not. I'm not trying to make it look exactly the same, but I just love the smell. Like, I love pressed leaves. And that's something I didn't really make as much time for to let myself enjoy. Because it seems a frivolous, silly thing, but it's so valuable to being creative, is to feed it. You feed your creative flame frivolous, silly things. Ooh, I'm going to grab a palette. Because that's what Bob Ross would do. I'm going to use this flat palette. Woo! Michelle's over here chatting it up. Don't forget, you guys, first one to level 10 wins something. Oak leaves are a super duper neat shape too. And we have cutters that do oak leaves as well as like a chestnut or birch style. Okay. I absolutely love this, but I'm going to bring, look at that mask, you guys. Sometimes I really will get a little too much in my head when I'm looking at a piece working on it. And I love changing gears to look at something else with that same like kind of creative critical eye, and then look back at the piece and be like, oh, that looks so good. I love that. Oh, that's a good feeling. All right. So I'm going to set this one over here to dry. And we're going to put this mask back on the mannequin. And in fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and give her elastic that she like keeps. What up, baby? I hate leaves when they fall in my yard. Oh, the cleanup. I love leaves. Like, they're the greatest. Oh, Michelle. I'm so glad that you like it. Oh, my eyes are like tired. But yeah, I'll save this cotton cord because it's a great like sacrificial cord. Like if there's something that I need done, like for holding on for like painting, if I'm doing like the base coat, because I don't want to get paint on the elastic. And so I'm going to feed this through one end and then the other end. And I'm just going to do a series of, what are these, half hitches? Oh, Saki Girl says I have pine needles up to the you-know-what from my trees. But yeah, that'll be easy enough to untie. This stuff has really good stretch on it too. It's like I got it from some paracord site on like Amazon, I think. They'll get there, Michelle. They'll get there. Okay, so now we can just strap it on to the forehead. I feel like this palette has discolored in the daylight. Oh well, it looks vintage now. So I've already done those two colors. This is still drying, so I'm going to try my best to avoid like touching that. Ooh. Uh-oh. I'm in such a bad habit of always taking the lid off and just using the lid, but I want to do a little bit of color mixing here. So took the plastic off. We sweep them out to the street for leaf pickup. Nice. Oh, this sounds like it's going to be juicy. Oh, I hate that. All right. Ooh, and here, whoa, you're naked. Yellow ochre. My goodness. Maybe. No, I have a Sharpie. Thank you, baby. This feels kind of oh, there's some usable paint in there. Ah! Oh, my head came off. Okay, there we go. I forgot.
Oh,
How do you fix a bottle when it goes all dry of acrylic paint? What? Woo! We got a squirter! I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me.
from a Jedi.
Randy. Crocodile. That one's all super watery and horrible. I hate that. Ah. It's okay. We'll make it work. Woo, woo. Okay, there we go. And then some of that lime green. Booyah. My dirty bottles. Okay. It is a spicy live stream. Whew. These Doritos are spicy. Okay, so I was going to take some of this one and some of that one. I could go like that. Wish me luck. I'm so scared. Ugh, this is so much commitment. She gonna have super cute little like bloop bloops on her cheeks. My hand's completely in the way and it's not even in frame. Okay. There we go. Now, like with most things, on the first layer, it's not going to look super duper like a lot. The trick is we're going to do like 100 layers. So, and I do like to use a fluffy brush for this and kind of stipple, or rather, I say it like I've done this before. This is my first time doing this. I'm enjoying using a fluffy brush because it's giving me a really nice, low and gentle distribution of our pigment. And then I'm letting the colors evolve by just mixing a little off to the side from each like paint pile. Okay, I'm going to remove some of the pigment from my brush. Hey, pickle lover. Oh no, I waited too long and now my paint was kind of dry, but buffing intensifies. Can't tell if that noise outside is a human or a cat. That's a cat. Uh-oh, and then I put water on my brush and panicked. So we're trying to get some of that yellow up into under the mask. We can if we ride together, that gives us more hangout time. It's sure. Getting just a little bit more. Ooh, too close to the eye. Haha, finger to the rescue. I'm in total love with this. There we go. Woo, level 7 stuff. Oh man, though, I absolutely am digging that. I'm going to use this dirty little sponge to use some clean water to just lift some of that paint. If we start getting on too much, go ahead and blot it off. That's probably my favorite part on the whole mask right there, right now. Right now. So I'm just trying to kind of stuff it under the bristle, or not the bristles, but under the other layers of the leaves. So whenever I'm working on a piece and I'm painting and I'm like scrubbing the paint in like this, the main thing that I don't want to be going across the grain. If I am scrubbing, I want there to be like a growth of the direction that my brush is going, like down and away through here and up and away through here, like radiating from this center point. And that just, it helps me to get away with being kind of messy because all of my brush strokes are at the very least. Bye, Yvette. We love you. Have a great rest of your day. but all the other strokes, even if it's not like perfectly placed, it's not going in the opposite direction. It's not like a big, like, does that make sense? I feel like that makes sense to me at least, but okay, so we're taking some of that crocodile and some of that moon yellow. Time check, baby. Oops, sorry. Awesome. We are making great time. This is one of my favorite things in the whole world. Like, quite Wendy. Guess what? You know that dragon I've been chasing? Oh yeah. Yep. I am having so much fun poking this dryad in the face. The idea worked ish so far, because worst case scenario, what I'm thinking, y'all, is that if there is not good wearable adhesion on the cosplay leaves to the leather, then I just drill a very small hole and use leather lacing and just sew the baked polymer clay like a button onto our leather base. This is freaking amazing. Like, I want so badly to dress Randy up like a leaf dragon satyr creature, and if I could dress up like a dryad, and then we just go sit by the lake and like look at rocks. That'd be cool. Hey babe, you wanna go on a date sometime? Can I make you an outfit to wear? Sounds like halfway to yes to me. I never thought I'd be so happy with how the paint job's coming out. I hope I still like it tomorrow, you know? Tomorrow. But yeah, and I don't know if it's evident to the camera at all, but that darker green that we did on just the veins, I really do feel like came through in a very nice, like, subtle way. To me, it came out slightly better than I expected, and I will take that any day of the week. Goodness gracious, I love how this is coming out. Like, after a long time of feeling like mediocrely tolerant of my own work for like a while, to feel in love with something that I'm making is like, that's nice. Because don't get me wrong, I love making the dragons, but there was so much like soul scorching stress around Dragon Con for us, uh, that it's hard to enjoy anything as much as what you normally would. Which is okay. We sign up for that. We're here for it. We're figuring it out. Um, this is also just further proof that whenever something it doesn't sell and doesn't sell and doesn't sell from your booth or your website or what have you, it just needs to go have a pokey evolution and become its next form. What do you think, Randy?
Looking good.
Yeah? I'm about to start going ham with some of the oranges. Do you think I should, or do you think I should stop while I'm ahead? Okay. Now, the very important thing that I've been trying to keep in mind is that wet on wet paint is just going to lift itself off the mask. So if it feels like I'm going super slow or anything, I kind of can't go any faster than this because I'm going faster than the paint can keep up with. And we'll want to just make sure that that we're giving the paint an opportunity to kind of stick, you know. Okay, and also I'm not doing a full blend on the brush. I'm going to do a few test splotches, and we're just going to touch real light. And I'm doing a little bit of a turn this way and a little bit of a turn that way to just see what happens. Oh, look at that. What do you think? Ooh! Oh, Lydia, you're doing great. Just thank you for being here, you know? So I'm just stippling it together. You can see it's almost like a little bit of a marigold blend. And so this way sometimes, you know, it's laying down more of that yellow ochre. Sometimes it's laying down more of the orange. And the nice things about leaves is like when are they perfectly symmetrical, you know, in the way that the autumn colors shape and change them. Like yeah, like never. Like it would be exceptional and beautiful and rare if you were to find one. Like you know what I mean? Like that's perfectly symmetrical. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It's just how exceptional and rare when it does. Which that's probably one of my favorite things about this time of year is autumn really encourages me to just love and accept things exactly as they are because this is the last we get of them. You know, of the beautiful leaves and of the way that the garden grew. Like it's such a, for me, autumn is such a season of acceptance because like it or not, winter is coming. Hope that doesn't just break off. No, that should be good. Just doing a little bit of stippling here and then blending. What do you think, Randy?
Looking a little dark around the eyes.
Okay. Well, I think that's a good thing. Okay. Because I'm hoping it'll give, and we can actually try this on. But my hope is that if I were wearing this, I would do giant frigging raccoon eyes of like makeup.
Yeah.
um in a really dark brown with like a little bit of like a cut in of like a shimmery green and like maybe orange towards the edge, but then the rest of it would be like that color of brown with a little bit of a copper metallic. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Moment of truth on whether or not this will fit on my head. What do you think? Yeah. You can't hardly tell now. Like the polymer clay blends in so much with it. Do you think? Do you think it's good though? Yeah. I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh yeah, noise. Well, I'm going to try something. Coming in with just a little bit of that lime green. Because I think what it's missing now is the low lights, like the antiquing. And I'm just adding just a little touch of that really vibrant green to the tips on the forehead. Just because I wanted those to kind of pop a little bit more. You like that? I'm not so concerned about it on the nose, but I'm still going to add it in just because it's a nice little touch, I think. And now, since we haven't stopped, the paint hasn't dried too much, so we're still getting a nice blend. Oh, hell yeah. Sorry, it's looking at it through my own eyeballs and then seeing how it is in the camera. Oh, yeah. And so now we can kind of come through with another layer of metallic copper. And this is an antique copper. And this one I am going to take just straight out of the cap. Blot on our work surface. And then we kind of go over everything, starting at the edge and just dragging in. And again, you can hit it in one swipe, you can hit it in 20, but so long as all of your brush strokes are traveling to that center area. I don't want to come through and do it this way. I want this to all be dragging inward. And then when I'm doing my brushing and it's running out of pigment, that's when it's a cue to me to go ahead and blend it in. And that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just pulling that same pigment in from the edges. Now this one moving from the center of the nose, coming out like that. Hitting very lightly. And this is where I would still, in the future, I'm going to be using a thicker leather, because the thick leather holding the face shape, so important to me. This thinner leather is just so kind of flimsy which is nice, but it limits us in what we're able to accomplish. Well, thank you, baby, with just wet molding the leather alone. Getting a little bit more paint. And this is going to blend any harsh lines. You're doing this metallic over it. And it's also always starting at the edge and pulling in is helping me not have a heavy glob of paint right here. We're dragging in. And now I'm just going to add a little bit more to the center veining. And there's such little pigment on our brush right now that this is just doing really nice, slight metallic sheen. See, this is that little circle part that is going to be how it is, but my mistake was to push the clay out of the cutter with the back of like a tool, and it left a mark. I should have imprinted and used the other side that didn't have that tool mark on it. Not the end of the world, but I think it's important to be constructively critical of our work and be like, oh, that's what's the easiest thing to fix on your piece. As for this one, it'd be that, it's as simple as just flipping the clay after I push it out of the cutter. Well, I think she's done. I think the only thing that we could do in addition would be to like add some black to it. Which, let's see if we can real quick. And I'm looking for, this is a very stiff bristled brush. Gotta trust the process. Yes. This is the after party, Lydia. It's all I got in me. Oh, I love a nicely pigmented paint. Might be a little too pigmented. We'll see. I'm really afraid of this ruining it. Fear is an inch deep but a mile wide. Sometimes you just gotta make the jump. Now with the antiquing, I'm just using a stiff bristle brush to put some black paint very lightly, kind of scrubbing it in and behind these leaves to help give just a little bit of, oh, it's time. Okay, y'all, I gotta go. Thank you for hanging out with me. I've had a phenomenal day. I really appreciate y'all taking your time to come and hang out. I do so love our conversations and the silly things we ramble on about. Yeah, antiquing was a good idea. It just adds a little bit more of a shadow behind your work. But I'm going to go. I will see y'all. We've got another live stream tomorrow where I may be working on another one of these from scratch. I have to say, project in a day. Well, I mean, the whole base part of it, this much of the project was done in a day, and I'll take it. So thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. Be sure to sign up for our free newsletter at backtoearthcreations.com if you haven't already. That way you'll get the notifications emailed to you whenever we go live, because I don't know what time I'm going live tomorrow. That's tomorrow, Vaughn. She's going to figure that out. Happy crafting, you guys. Bye-bye. Have you